Told my wife I feel bad for Xbox fans. I don't understand how you square it in your head with it being Microsoft. How you can be okay with Xbox, but owned by Microsoft, which I'm sure you have issues with because we all do. And she looked at me and she said, I don't care. I don't like games. I don't care. And she walked away. It's probably fair. She didn't need to hear this. I have an issue with basically everything. I'm not a fan of anything anymore. Xbox definitely, because I remember Windows. I remember Windows 8. I remember Windows Me, or Millennium Edition, if you really want to know. Those are things I spent money on and had to live with until there was a solution for. Xbox, there is no solution because you shouldn't have been doing it in the first place. Microsoft makes programs. They make Office programs. Now they also make data centers. On a whim, they decided to make a video game system because they wanted to crush Sony, because that's the attitude of Microsoft back then. Crush everything. We have the power. They also got the lawsuits and the settlements over time. We don't need to go over all of the Office, browsing, Windows, um, other things that they never got in trouble for because they settled. They settled on all of them. So there was nothing wrong. And then the T&P show, the Terrence and Phil, I'm sorry, Todd and Phil show showed up. They had a choice. Xbox was not doing well because the only things Xbox ever had were games they bought from someone else. Halo, Gears of War, their biggest sellers, they purchased those from someone else. What Xbox, Microsoft knows how to make is simulation games. So you've got your Age of Empires, basic classic war. You've got your Pilot Wings for adults, what they call it, flight simulator. Yeah, Pilot Wings for adults. Woo, I get to fly a jet. And my favorite, Forza Motorsports, not the arcade one, the actual motorsports, the Gran Turismo version, the one where you actually bought cars and drove them and took care of them and fixed them and souped them up, and you made it through all of this in an actual simulated race. Great. Until 7 came out. Paid $100 for that damn thing. $100 in 2016 for that game and all of the extras. And what concerned me was during all of the advertisement, they talked about how good the grass looked in a racing game. It's about physics and motors and aerodynamics and handling the car and competitiveness. The grass looked good. Well, that's not what I care about in a sim game, is how good the grass looks. I bought it anyway. I was dumb. What I ended up buying was $100 worth of tech demo. That, yeah, some of that Forza stuff was in there if you wanted to use it, but it didn't matter. They just fed you the next car anyway. Over the time of all the releases, you download the latest one, race through the tracks, and get your trophies and move on. You collect your points during the week. There's no point to buy a car. There's no point to soup it up, even though you could. There was a segment where you could, but the restrictions in most things wouldn't let you use those anyway. So there didn't seem to be much of a point there anyhow. Then Xbox creates Xbox Live, the subscription service, which I knew was going to be terrible, and it was. Quality of games have gone down because of it, but I used it. I had I've purchased games for Xbox, not on Xbox, on PC. Because shortest story ever, my ex-wife bought me one Christmas. It was Final Fantasy X was coming. It was out that Christmas. I had a PS2. She said, "What do you want for Christmas?" I said, "Don't worry about me. We've got a child. Get me Final Fantasy X for the PlayStation 2 and we will be fine. And then we'll focus everything else on our kid." She bought me an Xbox. The first Xbox. We're talking the first Xbox. Not 360, not Xbox One, not 1-2, not 2-1X. The first. And like I said before, we're divorced. Yeah. And it's not because of the Xbox, it's the choices that were made that got us to the Xbox is a reason why we're not married anymore. Not particularly the Xbox, even though I really didn't care for it. I'm not a shooter guy. I don't play shooters. They're fun, but the repeatability isn't there for me. So the Xbox system just didn't make sense. And I was raising children when the Xbox first came out. So I have no childhood attachments to any Xbox system. They really are just devices. Don't care at all. I care about the games and I want them on my PC. I don't want them on the Xbox where they keep changing the names and keep trying to remove discs. Like Sony, like Nintendo. Sony's got the heat right now, but let's not forget Xbox tried to get rid of them first by first buying up every company they possibly could, Phil and Todd, and then convert them all to live services. Why do you think there is no Fallout right now? Why do you think there is no Skyrim? Because Elder Scrolls Live was already live. They thought they could just feed off of that. And Todd was a happy little camper when he saw saw that Fallout 76 pop up. He thought that was his forever game and he would never have to make another Fallout or Elder Scrolls ever again. I saw it on the release. I knew what they were doing. They can lie as much as they want. They never wanted another Elder Scrolls or Fallout. They wanted a live service to continue the games on. So our sequels that we will eventually get, most of you, your kids are going to play the sequels. I'm not going to bother. They're going to suck. They're going to most likely be remakes now. Now it's going to be remaking the Elder Scrolls from the start. Go back to the original Fallout. Oh, it's going to be amazing when you can digitally download it on the latest Xbox and it's locked onto that console forever for $100. I have a gamer tag on Xbox. It shows I have never done anything on Xbox. I have never played Forza 7, finished it. Never played for Horizons. Never played Horizons on there. As according to them, I have never played that game. I have never played Dragon Quest. I have never played Outer Worlds twice. I've never played it twice, according to my gamer tag. According to my gamer tag, according to Xbox, I have never purchased a game or played a single minute of games on Xbox. So I'm not a fan. Because that Forza 7 I talked about that was just a tech demo, I found out that they were moving it online to download. Couldn't download it anymore. I thought, well, at least I'll download it. But guess what? My receipt's gone. The store that they sold it on is gone. So there's nowhere to go back to. The email that I did use has been fully discontinued. Again, it's an Xbox email, something they should have been able to take care of themselves. But no, that's gone too. So all of my gaming information through Microsoft and their Xbox system is gone. Not a big deal. It sucks because I would like to have seen that, but it's gone. And I'm never getting another one. There's no Xbox service in my future. I am not going to give them more money so they can take more stuff from me. The no disc thing right now that PlayStation's dealing with, Xbox has been trying to get rid of your physical media since the Xbox One. Really, if they could have done it on the 360, they would have done it there, but they didn't have the technology or the know how. Obviously, they wouldn't even put in a hard drive. You had to snap it on the outside. Hell, you still do have to snap them to the outside, plug them in like a freaking save card from a PlayStation. It's really wild. Why kidify it that much if you're supposedly the best? Which they're not. They've spent billions in developing gaming systems no one buys, and the idea that they almost beat PlayStation with the 360 is a fallacy. It was really hot for a little while, but then they ran out of Destiny games to put on it and Gears games. They ran out of other people's games and they had to put their own on. And when they went through the buying spree to try to monopolize the whole gaming industry, they bought everybody, Bethesda and Obsidian, and they bought them all, and then they just sat on them and let the talent rot and have them do things that made no sense, no money, and more money is going out the door, out the door, out the door. And they're re-releasing games that you've already played, but you're not buying them because you already played them. But it's your fault that they're failing because you're not buying the crap they're selling you. And now they're trying to sell this future that they're going to control everything and we're going to be happy about it. This is microslop saying we're going to be happy about it. Take-Two. I don't care if they make GTA 6. They made GTA 5 12 years ago. Made no expansions to it, just made their online game, which right there ruined single player gaming right there. When GTA 5 came out with the online thing, suddenly all ideas about doing normal RPGs and single player games is out the window. Now we got to follow that. Now GTA 6 is going to do it again, and they're going to make everything worse. They're going to make a lot of money. They're going to make a lot of money doing it, but it's going to make things worse. Look at Xbox. They got in a hard time first with the Xbox 360, so they shortcutted that, dropped the HD parts so they could get it out in time. Those things started blowing up, so basically that's a wash. They made no money off of that system because they had to replace all of them. Their big misstep with the Xbox One telling us we could watch football games on our gaming system, and if you want to play offline, you can buy a 360. That screwed up the industry right there, too. Then they came up with this subscription model to save their ass again, to save them because they were going down. They were crashing and burning. They were putting out bad games. When they put a game out, it was bad. When they put it out, we know they didn't always put out a game anyway. Some of them were good. Don't get me wrong. Some games were good. You can't just put out crap. Sometimes good stuff slips through. It happens. But they've been trying. They have been trying. They really thought if they bought everybody in the market that made good games, everybody would have to come to them to play them, which would be true if all of those people were still making good games. But what they're not doing, that's what they're not doing. They're just sitting on their asses collecting paychecks, working on projects that they probably don't care about, but you do, just so it could get canceled later and another $100 million flushed down the toilet. It's not hard to make games. It's hard to make good games. And it's even more hard to make good games when someone else is trying to figure out a way to rip off the customer while doing it. And Xbox, you're doing that. PlayStation, you're doing that. Take-Two, you're doing that. EA, you're already buried. You already buried yourself. All of those games are gone. Those IPs are dust. It's just time to move on. They sell sports games. That's it. Everything else is gone. Maybe they'll sell them off to someone, but they're over. And really, if you look at their last releases from any of them, were they worth saving? No matter if you like the IP, were the games themselves actually worth it? Because I love Bethesda, Fallout, Elder Scrolls. I love those games. Final Fantasy. I love those games. But you know what? Not making anything good. You got that one Final Fantasy remake thing that's made by the dude that did Kingdom Hearts. So there's a continuity of story that we've got to flush through. It was so simple. All you had to do was remake the first one, number 7, just make it prettier. That's it. But you can't do that. It's just an impossibility. You have to mess with it, don't you? Let me tell you what's going to happen from here on out. Everything's going to go digital on those platforms. They're going to lock everything down. Everything's going to have a price, and you don't get to decide. And then stores are going to shut down. GameStop is going to be gone, or they're going to convert to something else. Your classic places where they trade games, your collector places, their prices are going to skyrocket. And you're going to be pissed about that. Then you're going to want to put in laws about reselling your old crap because greed is just too much for you, isn't it? Xbox, PlayStation, the greed is just too much. I see you, Nintendo. Your little toy system, your little gaming system. You got your little Mario, you got your Pikachu everywhere, and then you sue the pants of anybody who wants to make a game like yours. I'm sorry, guys. Gaming companies aren't evil. They've always been this way. They're just saying the quiet part out loud because they're going broke. I want to see what the new systems are going to look like, and I wonder who's going to make them because we know it's not going to be by Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft. It's exciting, isn't it?